The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Matthew. Jesus was going through a field of grain on the Sabbath. His disciples were hungry and began to eat the heads of grain. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to him, "See, your disciples are doing what is unlawful to do on the Sabbath." He said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? How he went into the house of God and ate the bread of offering, which neither he nor his companions, but only the priest could lawfully eat? Or have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath the priests serving in the temple violate the Sabbath and are innocent? I say to you, something greater than the temple is here. If you knew what this meant, I desire mercy, not sacrifice, you would not have condemned these innocent men. For the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath." Sisters and brothers, the Gospel of the Lord. If you knew what this meant, I desire mercy, not sacrifice, you would not have condemned these innocent men. My dear sisters and brothers, our mind necessarily judges. When it comes upon something or looks at someone, the mind always decides that thing or that person or that gesture or action to be good or bad, to be right or wrong, to be acceptable or something as despicable. The mind always judges. And what do? Just like the passenger or the rider of a motorcycle follows wherever the headlight leads him, so you and I go the way of our mind. If only you and I know how our mind operates. We go through life judging without sufficient evidence. We see someone and judge that someone to be good or bad. We come upon something and we choose that as acceptable or not acceptable. We always judge. At least I do. As we drive through the freeway and there is an accident, without even knowing anything about it, our mind rushes into judgment. Or as you come across a homeless person, the mind tends to say, "Oh, these guys deserve it," because that is the way they lived and that is the way they will continue to live. We judge. Or we see a group of people on the streets marching through. And what do? Our mind always judges. They are good or they are bad. Or we pass by a clinic and there are people standing and praying their rosary. And what happens? Our mind necessarily judges. What they do is good, or what they do is despicable. If only you and I knew the meaning of this, the meaning of God's word. I desire mercy and not sacrifice. We wouldn't judge these innocent people. Look at the struggle that we go through today as a nation. So many little things seem to divide us, and we take sides. We go this side or we go that side. And notice I even refrain from saying we go to the right or to the left, because even as I say that, my mind is necessarily judging. If only I knew the meaning of these words. What God desires is mercy and not sacrifice. I wouldn't condemn, judge innocent people. If only you and I knew the meaning of God's words. What I desire is mercy and not sacrifice. We wouldn't judge people. As we go through this Eucharist, let's ask the Lord for this grace, that you and I may remain open to what the Lord wants to reveal to us, that we may let people be people and let them choose for themselves what they feel is right for them. May you and I learn in the days to come the meaning of what God says. What I desire is mercy and not sacrifice.